Hi guys, Master Richard and Mr. Rubin here at All Rise Martial Arts. This month we're looking at back escapes. This is one of the worst positions for me and one of the best positions for Mr. Rubin to have back control. Anytime I'm in this situation with somebody on my back, I want to try to control their top arm in this kind of seatbelt position. Sometimes we call it the strong arm, the attacking arm. So my same side hand, I like to reach my fingers in to try to grab towards the wrist, and then my opposite hand, I'm going to use my thumb like a C grip to try to control Mr. Rubin's wrist. I'm not only able to control his top arm this way, but I can also use my elbow to kind of pinch his lower arm on this side. That'll give me some awareness. If he tries to switch his hands very quickly, I'll be ready to block on that side. So first thing first, anytime somebody's in back control, I like to get this 2-on-1 control on their arm. The initial escape we're going to look at is on the weak side. So I'm just going to turn. We'll rotate through here. There we go. So this is an escape where I ended up falling onto the underhook side of Mr. Rubin's control. I always start with 2-on-1. As we fall towards this side, you can see initially Mr. Rubin's head is lower than mine. That's a good position for him. I want to bring my feet onto the mat and try to drive my head below his head on the mat. So if my head can get below his head, it's going to be much harder for him to choke me. Now using my feet on the mat and using my shoulders, I'm just going to try to shoulder walk to try to get this top arm below my shoulder line. As I shoulder walk, I continue my 2-on-1 pressure. I walk with my feet. I walk until Mr. Rubin's hands slide down towards my waistline. If I can get my arm out, that's even better, but if it stays inside, that's okay. As Mr. Rubin's grip gets lower, I'm going to bring my hips over his leg, my shoulders on the mat, and I'm essentially out of back control. This is a time that Mr. Rubin needs to try to scramble, come on top. A lot of times I can block this knee and at least come into a bottom half guard position. Let's take a look at that one more time. Try to make this angle. So again, we're in back control. I start with 2-on-1, always blocking this attacking arm. I fall towards the weak side, and I want to get my head below Mr. Rubin's head. So I use my feet to accomplish that. I push into the mat. I make kind of a bridge with my hips, and the back of my head goes on the mat. My goal here is to try to get my back on the floor so that Mr. Rubin is not on my back anymore. So driving with my feet, walking with my shoulders, pulling down on this arm. Again, if I can get this hand out, even better. And there'll be a point where Mr. Rubin understands that he's not in back control anymore, and we'll generate some kind of scramble, okay? Typically, the person on the back should be coming on top in this situation, but if you catch them sleeping, I could always come on top from this back position. That's our weak side back control escape. So second escape for us, this is a situation where I fell towards Mr. Rubin's overhooking arm. We call the strong side. Sometimes I'm able to dictate that fall. Sometimes it just happens in transition during the back take. So you might end up here, you might choose to go here. I still always want to start with a 2-on-1 control of this attacking arm so I don't get choked immediately. We fall towards this strong side position. Now, our head is already lower than our friend's head, but I can't use the same shoulder walk because this overhooking arm is going to block me from moving upward this direction. So I have to address this overhooking arm. I have my 2-on-1 control on it. This is typically a very tight grip to fight, but I'm going to try to wedge my hand in between Mr. Rubin's arm and my body. So I like to use kind of my second knuckles here as a wedge and try to slide my hand underneath. Once my hand gets under, blocking my face, blocking my neck, it's very hard for Mr. Rubin to actually finish a choke anymore here because I have this wedge in place in this position. If it's very hard for you to get your hand underneath your partner's arm if they're gripping very tight, one of the strategies I've been talking about with our students here is to pull my shoulder blades back and try to extend my chest forward for a moment. So I'm making kind of a big space with my chest. And then I'm going to retract my shoulder blades very quickly and kind of sink my chest in and make just a very concave kind of bowl with my chest. In that moment, I can sneak my hand underneath oftentimes. Again, once I get that palm in, now I'm relatively safe from chokes. That's where I'm going to release my 2-on-1 and I'm going to grab my own wrist of my hand. I want to get low by the base of my thumb, and I can use almost like a karate chop, like a knife hand motion to separate Mr. Rubin's hands. I'm pushing on that connection point of his hands and separating. As soon as his hands separate, I go back to a 2-on-1, almost like I'm holding a baseball bat over my shoulder. I want to pull this arm very straight. I shrug my shoulders, I duck my head, and I pull the arm over my head. So now we're in almost the same position as our weak side escape. My head is on the mat, my shoulders are on the mat. I plant my feet, I keep this baseball bat grip, and I just shoulder walk, shoulder walk, shoulder walk, shoulder walk. And again, there's typically going to be a scramble here. Oftentimes I can end up on bottom half guard position. One more time. This is our strong side escape. Again, from seatbelt, I always defend this attacking arm. I fall towards the strong side, and now I'm trying to wedge my hand underneath Mr. Rubin's arm. I do a big puff of my chest, and then very quickly I retract, and I get my hand underneath here. Now, if my partner is very strong and I'm trying to break this grip, but I cannot, that's totally okay. I should be able to make even just a couple inches of space while his hands are still connected, that I can do the same procedure of shrugging my shoulders and ducking my head. And look, even with Mr. Rubin's hand still connected here, my head is free. Now I want to very quickly switch back to that 2-on-1 kind of baseball bat grip, and we're in the same situation as we just showed. Feet on the mat, head on the floor, shoulder walk, shoulder walk, shoulder walk, shoulder walk. Again, if Mr. Rubin is lazy here and I come up, that's a very good situation for me, and most likely it's because he was a little bit too late to come up on that scramble. But those are two of our escapes from back control, one on the weak side and one on the strong side. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and we look forward to seeing you on the mats.